Welcome to this Gcse Welsh Bacc student support screencast for the individual project. This video focuses on the writing of your introduction. The first thing to focus on for the introduction is the success criteria. So I'm just going to run through these now. The first one, very simple, write in full clear sentences. The introduction is meant to be written as a piece of writing rather than, let's say, bullet points or notes. So you need to make sure that you are communicating in full clear sentences. The second one is focusing on explaining your reasons in detail. Now, when we're talking about reasons, it's the reasons why you've picked the title that you are going to focus on, which I'll explain in this video later on. The third aspect is accurate spelling and grammar. It goes hand in hand with writing in full clear sentences, but also you've got to make sure that the proofreading of all of your work in the individual project is accurate regarding spelling and grammar. And the final aspect of success criteria would be to meet the word count or the grade that you are targeting, that you want to achieve, which I'll explain now on the next slide. Now, as word count guidance, we've outlined what the expectations would be for certain grade outcomes. Obviously, the quality of writing dictates the outcome, but the amount of work or the amount of words that are in the introduction is important as well. So for an A star and an A, our guidance is 150 words to 250 words. For a B, 120 to 150, our advice would be to stay towards the top of that word count rather than towards the bottom. For a C grade, you're looking at 100 words to 120 words. And then finally, a pass for the individual project would require a minimum of 50 words for your introduction. In your introduction, you need to include the following. The first part is focused on what your project title is, what your question focuses on. So once you have answered that, you then need to go through the reasons why you picked this title or this focus. And I mention reasons rather than just one. The more detail you can give for your introduction, the higher level that you will get for each part of the project. The third part focuses on what you know already about your question and title. This doesn't have to be researched at this point. You're merely explaining what you already know about the title. Finally, what you expect to find out or what you predict to find out. Now, you can make a number of predictions. You're not restricted to making one prediction. You can be quite personal with this part. It doesn't have to be researched. It's your personal opinion about what you expect to find out at the end of your project. So if we are looking at sentence starters to get you going on your introduction, we've included a few on this slide, and it's linked to the 4 points that I've just made. So number one, state your title / focus, and a sentence starter as simple as the one shown on screen now. For my individual project, I am going to focus on, and what you do then is you include your part of the sentence, okay, which is the reason, or sorry, the focus that you are going to take. Number two then is the reasons, as I said earlier, reasons rather than just one. The more reasons you can give, the higher marks that can be given for the introduction. So I've given 2 sentence starters that you can use for this. I selected this title because, and then you insert one of your reasons. The more detailed you can be, the better. Another reason is, and then you can insert your reason. The third part, explain what you already know about your focus. Quite simply, what I know about this title / focus is and it leads you on to explaining what you already know. And the final sentence starter, what do you expect / predict to find out about your focus or your question? And again, simply, I predict that I will find out, and you insert the information then about what you think you might find out. Again, you can use this, you can make more than one prediction. You don't just have to make the one. So what has been included now is an example from a student in a previous year group of their introduction based on those sentence starters that have just been shared with you. So the question that this student focused on was the impact of social media on mental health. So you can see their first part, okay, which is to state what your title focus is stated in the grey. For my individual project, I'm going to focus on the impact of social media on the mental health of teenagers in the UK. Straightforward, explains exactly what the question is all about. Number 2 then, which remember is the reasons. So you've got, I selected this title because mental health is on the rise globally and many are not getting the help they need. There's your first reason. And then you've got the additional reason being also I have a lot of social media, or I use a lot of social media personally, and I have friends who have suffered with mental health because of social media. So the reasons there are outlined why this title has been picked. Number 3, which is what you already know. So here this individual has just explained that social media has positive and negatives. With what I know about this title is that social media has many positive and negative points, one being that people are bullied and abused through social media. You can go into more detail with that one because you might know more than just one aspect or one point. Then you've got your predictions. I predict that I will find out that people who use social media less experience fewer mental health issues. I also think, so you notice here there are 2 predictions. I also think that young people who need help are not given the support they need. So there's 2 aspects there, or 2 predictions of what they expect to find out. So all we've done now is combine that into one paragraph. So if we kind of tick off the list now down the side, what is your project title? That sentence is in there. Have they explained the reasons why they have selected this title? Yes. Have they explained what they already know about the title? Absolutely. And then finally, what do you predict you'll find out? Notice that the paragraph has been proofread and is accurate and written in clear, full sentences. We hope this video has been useful for you, and thanks for watching.